45 minutes. I'd like to throw in some food for thought on continual use of the Swish. I'm a year in, and I wanted to start working out a little bit harder in the gym. The golf season, our new golf season is right around the corner. And so I've been swishing just before I started to work out. And lo and behold, I've increased the amount of weight for my legs and actually, and for some of my arm exercises, but I've increased my weights by almost 12 to 15% recently.
Wow.
And here's Keith going, yay. And so as I become 76 years old here in a month, I'm now calling it, I'm a very healthy but immature 76. and it does work, guys. Keith probably knows this. Anybody else that goes to the gym, as we get older, we usually get weaker. I'm getting older and I'm I'm increasing my strength again and speed.
Right.
So guys, if someone says that they don't feel it, I've had people say they don't feel anything. I'm really healthy, so it's hard to feel anything sometimes, but the performance is there.
You know, that's the thing about glutathione. Because it's natural to our body, you're not going to feel something like if you put an external stimulus in, like caffeine is an example. Caffeine's not natural to our body, so you're going to feel it. You get to the point of jitters. So anything external to the body actually forces our body in a certain direction, just the chemical aspect of it. But what we have with glutathione is the ability to enhance and upregulate something our body already has. But what is happening on a cellular level is we're slowly getting less and less of it. So we're slowly losing the benefit, which means cell function is getting less and less, but it's so slight, you don't notice it. It's like aging. You don't notice from one day to the next that you're getting older, but you look at yourself, maybe a picture, like the picture I have on here is probably, the screensaver picture is probably about 12 years old. I don't look like that anymore. So you look back 12 years, 12, 15 years, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm getting older. It happens so slowly. But if you start upregulating glutathione, now you start getting that function back. So just like you don't notice losing the function, you don't always notice the gaining of additional function, because as it improves the function of your cell, it does it according to how the body would do it, not with a stimulus. It just rebuilds, regenerates. It's able to do things that it was struggling to do in the past, because one of the things the human body is very good at is adapting and compensating. So many people are in level upon level of adaptation and compensation, but before numerous adaptations and compensations happen, or after they happen, the whole thing can break and then the disease process starts. But you don't even see that or feel it really, because the adaptation and compensation of the body is so amazing that it keeps you thinking, you're okay. So that's why glutathione is it's unmatched, it's unparalleled. It is the most studied molecule in microbiology. It is it's the miracle inside. There's so many things that are attributed to it. And we have the first time ever in history that you can get it actually into the cell, quickly into the cell. And that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you want it. We have it, no one else does. And that's huge. So people have to realize that 6 months from now, definitely 90 days, look back over 90 days and look for the signposts. A little better sleep, a little better mood, that's a big one. A little better energy through the day, those kind of things. But those signposts can be subtle, and the change toward those positive different shifts can be so slow and subtle, you don't recognize them day by day or week by week. But if you're really honest with yourself and you look back like 6 months from now and you look back where you were and maybe even a picture of yourself, you begin to realize, wow, I'm operating at a different level. Wow, I actually look better than I did 6 months ago. That's when you really, if you're honest with yourself, you really see, yes, glutathione is really benefited my life. And I really want to take this to those people I know and love, because truly from my heart, I want them to have that same experience. I want them to help them to live longer and stronger and better lives. So that's what we've got. We don't have something that's going to hammer someone on the head, but occasionally people get that. And I'm a little edgy when people give the testimonials that they get, they get started and they take the glutathione and they instantly get these results and it's on a testimonial. We get those, but I kind of don't like them, because then people think that it's not working for me because I didn't get that same experience. Just imagine, this is natural to your body. You're not putting something foreign in your body you're going to feel. But functionally, that's a great thing that Charlie just brought up. Athletes can tell immediately, because a finely tuned athlete knows exactly how much weight they can lift, exactly how fast they can run a certain distance, or their endurance, how far they can run, something like that. So once they're on glutathione, they begin to notice upregulating it. I say on glutathione, it's natural to our bodies. But once you're upregulating it and you begin to perform better, athletes know better than just, the everyday
They are
people.
so tuned in. You're right, Jerry. And I'm pretty well, I've been playing golf all my life. I am tuned in to the numbers. I'm tuned in because I play competitively still. I'm tuned in to how far I know I could hit a golf ball, because we play for money, but it's a pride thing. And here's something that I've had some fun saying lately. I may have shared it here before, but this is true. As we age, some people find out some things, such as it costs a little bit of money, costs some money every month to be able to stay healthy and youthful. However, it's very expensive when you get sick.
Yeah.
And what we're looking at is a way that and I don't mind spending $200-300 a month. That is how I'm going to live the rest of my life. I don't know how long, but it's going to be, I'm do the best I can to make it enjoyable while I'm here. And I'd like another major supplement I've taken for 20 years. The results really showed up in the blood work. I'm due probably in a month to see what happens with the glutathione. I'm going to throw that in your court there, Doc. Do you think people that are on the glutathione for 6 months or more could notice an improvement in their blood panel?
Well, Charlie, we're hesitant to make medical claims on these calls, but we've already seen these changes, even things that you would be surprised at finding out. Like a good friend of mine actually had low testosterone, and he was going to start taking an external testosterone, and he didn't have to, because his testosterone levels went up. One thing that in supporting cell function, it's all cells. I especially like to reference liver function. That's 500 known functions, everything to do with the blood. And people talk about various medications they're on for things that ultimately could be tracked back to blood. And by that, I mean the liver is what creates the proper viscosity. So that means thickness. So it also creates, the liver actually creates the right amounts of fats and lipids. So there's your cholesterol and your triglycerides. It actually helps your immune factors and all of the things like lymphocytes and leukocytes and monocytes and eosinophils and all of those kind of things you see on a blood test. They're modulated in the liver. Plus the metabolic factors. We talk a lot about different kinds of metabolic diseases like diabetes and things like that. Those metabolic factors are created in the liver. In fact, the liver is the storage area for sugars. The liver turns sugar into glycogen to store the sugar. So, and then releases the glucose if the body needs it. So a highly functioning liver conditions the blood to such a high degree that many of the medications that people are on would not even be necessary. And the reason, as you get older, that these medications start popping up and your doctor starts recommending them is cholesterol gets out of whack, and your triglycerides and your viscosity, blood viscosity, and or other kinds of things to do with your blood. So they start recommending medications, but I hate to go down this road too far, but medications again are an external factor that have an influence on the body rather than helping the body to balance. So that's the difference between glutathione and taking a medication, because the glutathione works with your body, helping to bring it into balance. And that's really ultimate wellness. And I think long-term in medicine, we need to get more towards that kind of medicine where internally we're upregulating those things that keep us more balanced, to keep us in homeostasis, the things that naturally we have that we can enhance. So that's what glutathione really means to me. It's kind of like being part of the future of medicine.
I guess anybody got a question?
No, I just have two comments, Jerry. One is that I was thinking, what's been disrupted here? I mean, we've had glutathione in our bodies and people have been taking glutathione by various things for years. What's disrupted the whole thing is the hydrostat, because it's the delivery. That the whole story here is the delivery. And that's why we get these results in a day or two or a month or whatever, because you're actually, getting the stuff. And aside from lab tests and things like that, and feeling things at the gym, what's blown my mind, and it's been 4 weeks, I've had 25 years of scaly stuff on my body. I go into the dermatologist every couple of years and they freeze it with whatever liquid nitrogen or whatever, like 20 different things all over. Some of them been going on for 25 years. And my wife Sally was saying, "God, your hands look nice." And I looked down and went, "I don't have any, none."
Right.
I mean, there were some that, for 25 years I've been scraping them off. So when you start seeing stuff like that on your own body, then it's not a placebo. It's not, you have to be really sensitive. It's like, what the heck,
And this is Dr. Ron Friedman, an MD. Thank you, Dr. Really appreciate you being here.
Couldn't hear what
Unless
you
we
said
have
about
any
his,
other, go ahead.
yeah, Jerry, you kind of like twanging away there. Didn't hear what Dr. Friedman's area of medicine is.
I was an
Anesthesiologist.
anesthesiologist for 40 years. Oh, and that's the other comment. What teeing off what you said, you think taking this stuff is expensive, try getting sick, but that's just the beginning of it. That's just the beginning of it. That's just the money, We talk about the tragedy,
Right.
and I took healthy patients, but I took a lot of sick people. And believe me, you don't want that. You don't want that in your life, because it ruins your life.
I've meant it both ways, Ron. I really meant it. I've done this with many of my friends since I've been involved with glutathione. And what happens is you start to have them stroke their chin, and you go, because maybe you can see some bits and pieces of their past or what they've seen. Yeah, it's not just the money. Because I've lived, I've just as you said, with my family, I've lived through the tragedy that comes and the heartache that comes with that.
Yeah. And then, and you've never walked out to the waiting room to explain to somebody what went wrong, because, there's nothing perfect out there. I mean, you can do a heart surgery, do the perfect operation, person can't come off the heart-lung machine. Nobody even knows why. The surgery was done impeccably, and occasionally something has gone when they were on heart-lung machine, nobody knows. And then you have to go explain it to the family and the children. And we have something in our hands that's going to make a big difference in so much of that stuff.
There's always a risk. There's always a risk with intervention.
Yes.
We need as much prevention as possible.
I mean, I consider swishing risk-free.
Exactly. Well, it's been a great call, Ryan. Awesome, Charlie, Dr. Ron, Betsy. We appreciate everything and everyone that's on this call tonight. You're all true leaders. We'll be back again next Monday. And we're here to help you build a worldwide massive business, change your life, change everyone's life that you know, and end up finding a family that is all around the world. Ryan talked about the Philippines and New Zealand and Australia. Very high likelihood you'll have people in your family in foreign countries, just because your neighbor knows someone who knows someone who knows someone, and that's the way it goes. And it really is. I mean, I know this sounds trite, but we are a part of something that will change the world. And it's great to be a part of something like this. So thank you all. God bless you.
Thanks, Dr. Jerry.
Thanks you,
Thanks,
Charlie.
guys.
Thanks,
Have a good-
Jerry.
Thanks.
Bye.
Great week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jared. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you,
Great
Dr.
call. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jerry. Beautiful call.
Thank you. Good night.
Wonderful